All right, good afternoon, folks. People are jumping on. I'm going to let everybody jump on here. Coach Michael Burt in the house. You guys are having a great day. Have an incredible day coaching people all over the country. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let everybody jump on. You're going to see some people from my team jump on. Lakin Hibden, say hi to everybody. There's old Lakin Hibden in my office today. He's going to be helping and assisting you throughout the webinar on some things that we're going to. And Eric White's on here. E. White.
Hey, Coach, what's going on, guys? Hello, everybody.
Look at Eric White's new haircut. Don't he look slick?
Hey, what about that? Yeah.
He looks smooth.
He's done gone big time on me. Coming in here.
Yeah, man.
Come on, E. All right. Looks like we got a bunch of folks jumping on. So, okay, good. They're still jumping on. I'll give them just a minute. And I got a great message for you today. I'm going to talk about how to create sales without having to spend any money. Okay, how to create sales without having to spend any money. We're going to work on mindset. Okay, then we're going to work on skill set, real tactics.
Yes. I did it. You like it. That's
Right, as
right.
you come in, if you don't mind muting yourself. You want to mute yourself.
Okay.
Yesterday I was doing a webinar and there's a bunch of birds in the background, Jesse Cox. And I'm like, who's got the birds? And where's the birds coming from?
What's up, man? How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. Thank you. Good to see you on here with us.
Oh, absolutely. Good to be here.
Chattanooga Bandit. I love it. All right. Scott Miller.
Nationwide.
Scott Miller, I'm surprised you're not on an airplane somewhere right now. You and 6 other people, right?
Yeah, last week I flew home from Dallas. There was 21 people on a jumbo jet. So
Wow, it's like having a private jet.
Kind of.
Oh, as one of my buddies said, Dorinda, it's just like it, only different.
Exactly.
It's just like it, just a little bit different, right? All right, let's get started, guys. And couple things before we get started I want to share with you. I'm going to give you a bunch of things from this webinar today. I'm going to give you some really, really cool things, and I want to go ahead and get that out of the way in the beginning. I'm going to give you this webinar. Okay, we're going to record this, package it up nice, and then we're going to send it to you. You're probably going to want to use this with you and your teams. Okay, I'm going to give you my interview I did with Dr. Stephen Hotze, who is my doctor in Houston, Texas. He did a fascinating interview about the virus that you're going to want to see that I thought was incredible. I'm going to give you, there's a few other things I want to give you. Could be my $1 Million Follow-Up System, which is my book, ebook, and audio, right? There's some key things I want to give you just for man and woman up, showing up today, right? Okay. And so all I need you to do right there is I need you to email either laken@coachburt.com, Laken, and it's Laken, Laken, not Lincoln, Laken, Laken. Put your email address in the chat box so everybody can see it. Okay. Or if you have a relationship with Eric White, and you know Eric White, you can email him at eric@coachburt.com. Eric@coachburt.com. Okay, and we're just going to give you all this stuff for showing up today. I appreciate you showing up. I think I'm going to give you some good value. I've been doing webinars out my ears. Okay, I could do webinars for 27 straight hours, I think, because I've been doing webinars with companies. I've been doing webinars with my clients. I've been doing webinars with everybody. And so I'm excited about giving you what I'm going to give you today. Now, here's the concept. And I'm going to mute. If you come into the call, if you don't mind just muting yourself. Okay. And that way everybody can hear really nicely, and good to see everybody. Ivan, are you in Mexico?
Yes, I am. Part Mexico, part Phoenix, Arizona.
Okay. You're in Phoenix or you're in Mexico?
Right now I'm in Mexico. I got stuck here. I couldn't cross the border this week.
Okay. All right. Good. Well, I'm glad to have you on the call, man. I know you follow my work, and that means a lot to me. All right. So here's the deal, guys. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about mindset today, because I think it's very important for you to really understand. I think it's important for you to really understand how big time people think. You're going to hear me use the word conditioned. I have been conditioned my whole life to have a tough mindset, primarily by the single mom who raised me, when she was 16 years old. And she taught me this concept of we don't whine, we don't complain, we don't make excuses, right? That's kind of what my mom taught me growing up. And I remember coming home and complaining when I was a kid about my high school basketball coach. And I remember my mom telling me, we don't whine, we don't complain, we don't make excuses. And then she said, you can either quit or you can quit whining. And then she said, oh yeah, I'm not gonna let you quit because you committed to it. So I was kind of conditioned in this environment to when we have tough times, we don't whine, we don't complain, we don't make excuses, right? We dress up, we show up, we grow up, we deliver. We have a hard schedule. We stick to that schedule. We don't dilute from that schedule. Success is about showing up and going. So the first thing I want to tell you about mindset is we are living in an interesting time right now, but here's what I would tell you. There's a lot to be really learned during this cycle. And a lot to be learned during this cycle is about the diversification of your business model. A lot to be learned is about how to recession-proof a business. You see, I own high-end luxury real estate around the country, and we're having to refund money on those people. And sometimes that's $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 of refunds we're having to give back. Okay. And if all I own was that high-end real estate, I'd be in trouble. Okay. And then I have a speaking business, but guess what, Lori? I can't speak because all my speaking engagements have been canceled in the month of April. If all I had was a speaking business, I'd be in trouble. So thank goodness I got an online business. Thank goodness I got a webinar business. Thank goodness I got recurring clients that I'm coaching around the country. Thank goodness I got other business lines. So my point to you is the biggest thing I've been looking at during this period of time is how diversified is my business model? Am I too dependent on one flow of income? What happens in these scenarios, okay, is that we start finding out weaknesses in our business model. And we start figuring out that right now we can't sell anything here. And if this is the only thing we got is this one thing, hey, we got to figure something else out, right? So we're living in interesting times. I do think there obviously there'll be a financial hit that some people will take. Like in my short-term real estate, we'll take a hit in that business. But let me tell you something. When you lock people up for a period of time, right? When you lock people up for a period of time, what do you think is going to happen the rest of the year when those people come back? Right? Like they're going to be dying. They're going to be dying to go somewhere. So probably if we had areas that were not rented right now, once we come back, we could actually have 100% occupancy. We may actually have more business later than we do right now. Okay. So it's very important that you understand this. We're living in interesting times. Some people are going to take a financial hit, but it's only because their businesses don't have enough flows of income. Okay. And it's very important when you're selling, don't miss this. The purpose of you selling at a high frequency and doing what I'm going to teach you today is to be able to build a business that gives you excess cash. You can then store that cash to be reinvested. So when you have times like this, you can take advantage. Now in 2008, most of you guys know a guy named Dave Ramsey. Dave Ramsey was sitting and waiting and waiting and waiting until we had a financial crisis in 2008. And guess what he did during that period? He bought millions and millions of dollars of real estate, and he bought it at a discounted price. Why? Because he was running a business. The business was giving him excess cash. He was taking that excess cash after he paid off his debt. He stored that cash, and then when time came, he attacked. And that's what big time people do, guys. But it never works if you don't have a business that's working properly. Okay. And that's really what I'm going to be telling you. Now, if you came onto the call, I'm going to mute everybody. I know we still got a little bit of feedback, and I want to make sure everybody can hear because I got some good stuff for you today and I don't want you to miss it. Okay, good. Now we got some good. If you come on the call late, just mute yourself. So here's what I want to tell you. Today is about how do we create sales right now without spending any more money. Okay. Let me start by some principles that I live by. Number one, selling is about initiating. We made roughly 220 phone calls yesterday out of my office. Lake and Hibden made it 82. Eric White made 77. Coach Burt probably made 25. And what I'm doing is during periods of uncertainty, what you don't ever want to do is you don't want to contract. And this is what a lot of people do when they get scared. They get scared and they get depressed and they don't do anything. Sit at home and eat bonbons or Cheez-Its. Okay. And that ain't going to help you sell anything right now. Trust me. Okay. So what we do, what a big time person does when they get scared or they have fear is they actually use that fear to expand. And I'm not saying spend money. I'm saying expand effort. Expand talking to your current clients more. Expand making outbound effort. Expand your push. Expand the number of calls you're making. Even if nobody's buying right now, or people you're calling on are not buying, doesn't mean that they won't buy when they come out of this. And what they're going to buy when they come out of this is they're going to go to the people who've been calling on them, who's been banging on them, who's been talking to them, who's been spending time with them. Okay. And this is very important. Some people will use this period literally as an excuse to get out of working. And they will literally sit at home, not work the sales system, stay out of schedule. You know, my daughter is out of school, but we told her, you got a schedule. We're going to keep your schedule. You're going to get up at this time. You're going to get dressed. You're going to do this. And we let her create her schedule. From 6 to 7, you do this. From 7 to 8, you do this. From 8 to 9, you do this. Well, guess what she did? She put 4 recesses in her schedule. And I'm like, do you get 4 recesses at school? Because if you don't get 4 recesses at school, you ain't going to get 4 recesses now, right? Like, we're going to cut 3 of those out. You're going to have 1 recess, and you're going to work during these periods. Okay, so we're trying to keep our own schedule. All right, so number 1, selling is about initiating. Initiating means effort, outbound effort. You picking up the phone, okay? You picking up the phone, you sending a text message, you sending a video, you contacting people. It is not about sitting, it's about initiating. Number 2, money follows movement. Money never follows stagnation. Money never follows static position. Money never follows you sitting there waiting on something to happen. Most people, even not during times of crisis, most people still don't do this. They still sit in a defensive posture and wait on something to happen. Here's a principle. An object at rest will stay at rest unless acted on by an outside force. You are the outside force. Selling is about presenting an idea to another person. Okay? They may or may not like the idea. They may or may not take the idea. This is why you need multiple products. If I call on Amanda and I present an idea to her, hey, I got an idea for you. She says, no, I don't like that idea. I can pivot and say, okay, if you don't like that idea, guess what? I got another idea. If you don't like that idea, I got a third idea. Okay. Look at how diversified what I've done with my product suite is. Coaching, training, online academies, retreats, executive coaching. Like, these are different products. So if I'm talking to Amanda Beener and I'm sitting there listening to her, she goes, oh, what you need is my coaching summit. What you need is my online academy. What you need is to come to be a monster producer. What you need is this. What you need, right, is to be involved in this. If you only got one product, then when they pivot, you got nothing to pivot to. So money follows movement. That's principle number 2. All right. Number 3, we go to bed tired and we wake up hungry. We go to bed tired and we wake up hungry. This is a mindset. Notice I didn't say we go to bed with a bunch of energy because we didn't do anything. Notice I didn't say, right, we go to bed tired and we wake up hungry the next day, okay? We go to bed tired, wake up. Notice I didn't say we wake up lazy. We wake up complacent. During this period, I haven't changed my schedule at all, guys. Still get up at 5:20 every morning. I'm still working out from 6 to 7 with my trainer. I still meet with my team at 8:30. I still make outbound effort from 9 to 11. I still break for about 10 minutes for lunch. Notice I didn't say I took 2 hours for lunch. I take 10 to 15 minutes and eat lunch. Then I go back to outbound effort. Right? So I'm getting in roughly 4.5 to 5 hours of prospecting a day for new money. New money, new money, new money, new money. Okay. And you can get old money. You get new money from old money. you can get, you know, one trend we're seeing people that used to be in our coaching program. Okay. That got out of our coaching program only to want to get back in the coaching program right now because I'm stimulating so much activity right now. So I go to bed tired. I wake up hungry. Next principle. It all goes to zero at midnight. I don't care how much cash you have stored away. I don't care how much money you have in the bank. Okay. To me, it all goes to zero at midnight. And if you tell yourself this, then you're never going to get complacent. You're never going to allow yourself to get in complacent state. Okay. People ask me, how much cash do I typically want to have? I don't feel confident if I don't have $500,000 of cash. Now that's me personally. Okay. I was raised scarcity minded. I was raised by a single mother. Like I like to keep $500,000 of cash on hand. Okay. Now that's me. Now, why would I do that? Okay. So when opportunities present, yesterday I was buying stock in banks. and long-term health care because I think the stock is low and I think it's going to go up. And when it goes up, I'm going to make money. Well, what if I didn't have cash on hand to be able to take that and put it into something during markets like this? You see, the reason you need to get good at selling, what we're talking about today, is you need to build enough cash that you can stack it away, and then you can use it to attack when the time is right, okay? So I go to bed tired. I wake up hungry. It all goes to zero at midnight, okay? And the next principle, there comes a time when winter asks what you did all spring and summer. There comes a time when winter asks what you did all spring and summer. Now, I did an interview this past week with my doctor in Houston, Texas, who's my energy doctor. And he kept talking about an immune system. And he kept saying people who have healthy immune systems are exposed on a consistent basis to viruses. Because their immune system is so strong, they are able to fight those viruses off. Like if you have an unhealthy immune system, you're susceptible. Everybody follow? Now, the reason that's important is because your business has an immune system. See, we can't go back right now and build an immune system for your business. Either it's healthy right now or it's unhealthy. What makes it healthy is, are you doing the things I'm going to be showing you today? Is the Prey Drive activated? Do you have a world-class explanation of services? Do you have a selling system where you're generating leads? Do you have a 7-touch follow-up? Are you extracting referrals from your current client base? Do you have a plan to be a person of interest? If those things are not in place, then your business doesn't have a healthy immune system. So when we have attacks, or we have an external threat, or whatever comes at us, your business is not strong enough to handle that. This is why we got to chop wood and carry water every day. This is why we got to do the things that are not sexy every single day. This is why we got to work the selling system every single day. This is why we got to follow up every single day. This is why our sales team's got to make 80 calls every single day, because we don't know what's going to happen, right? And if we don't have a successful immune system, something comes along, we're in trouble, man. We're in trouble, and we don't want to be in trouble, okay? So when you understand this concept of Prey Drive is instinctual ability to go get it. Many of you'll work harder today than you've ever worked in your life. And let me tell you why. Because your back's against the wall and your Prey Drive is being activated. And when your Prey Drive is activated, you come out swinging. Well, guess what you're going to figure out, Scott Miller? You're going to figure out that all the things that we're doing now to generate business, Jesse Cox, we should have been doing the whole time, right or wrong. See all this effort we're taking right now, Ivan, all this effort, CJ, that we're pushing right now, all this stuff, you're going to find out in just a minute, well, we should have been doing this the whole time. We shouldn't have to have a crisis come along to get us to do some of these things. Okay. So what's going to happen is the Prey Drive is going to be activated. And when you get in times of fear, you don't need to contract. The average American, and I'm telling you from coaching thousands of people, when they get scared, move into a defensive posture. They don't move into an offensive posture. They move into a defensive posture. Okay. I'm telling you that big time people, look at the top 5 people I'm coaching right now. Look at what they're doing. They're on social media more. They're doing more webinars. They're partnering with big time people. They're planning events for the future. They're calling their current database. They're calling their past clients. They're engaging with their top clients at a higher frequency. None of them are contracting. None of them are sitting and waiting. All of them are attacking right now. All of them are finding ways. They're moving their businesses online. So for you, you got to ask, what position are you in? Because what this is called battle testing. You're being battle tested right now. Now, I'm an old basketball coach, and we would go out and beat bad teams. And there's no joy in beating a bad team, number one. Go out and beat a bad team, who cares? But sometimes my players would begin to believe that they were better than what they really are when we beat a bad team. And then they would get lazy, and then they get complacent, and then they wouldn't practice hard, and then they wouldn't stick to the plan. And then we'd get beat. And they would sit in the locker room and cry and scream and be upset with each other. Then I'd have to bring them in at 4:30 the next morning on a Saturday morning and practice them. Then we'd have to work 3 times harder. And then they come back the next week, work harder, work the system, win. And I'd say, ladies, why did we have to go through all of that just to get you to do what you already knew you're supposed to be doing? Right? Why did we have to go through all of that to get you to work hard? Well, we needed a thunderbolt. And a thunderbolt is an awakening. It's an unexpected jolt of energy. It's like, oh, I need to wake up here. Like, I don't have enough money. stored away. I'm not selling enough. My business is not producing enough cash. I'm not, right? I don't have enough leftover money so I can have this stack house so that I can attack these areas. Okay. That's what we figure out. It's like, man, I'm in trouble here. This is serious. This is serious. Okay. So what we got to understand is when we're battle tested, here's some things I want you to understand. We don't whine because that's wasted. Most people spend most of their days, instead of making sales calls, trying to produce something, trying to create something, talking, whining, worrying, talking about other people that are not producing. That's what they spend their day doing. Okay. We don't complain. It's not why me. It's what's it's trying to teach me. What did I do to contribute to this adversity? Well, I didn't do anything to contribute to it. What did I do to contribute to my business model? Is my business model strong enough? Number 3, we don't make excuses. Think about King David in the Bible. If he would have known how hard it was going to be when he became king, he'd probably said, don't sign me up for that. But he had a mindset. It's going to be a fight, but we're going to find a way to win. It's going to be a fight, but we're going to find a way to win. We don't contract. And the last thing is we expand. We expand, okay? Now, what can you be doing right now during your business? Here's the ways you're going to make money without spending any money right now, okay? Number 1, we need to go to work on your explanational services. This is part of the selling system. We believe having something to say, Randy Moyer, is just as important as having somebody to say it to. Many people have a weak explanation of value. Therefore, when they get on the phone, they're not convincing. They can't get people on the phone. They're put in a low status position. And when they do get on the phone, they don't have core beliefs. So I'm going to show you how to explain your services at a high level. Number 1, never lead with what you do. Always lead with what you believe. Never lead with what you do. If I called each one of you today and said, what do you do, Alicia Norton? Most people would say, let me tell you what we do, coach. I don't care what you do. People do business with other people that believe the same things they do, which is why you always hear me say, I believe everybody needs a coach in life. I believe a good coach can change your life. I believe now is the best time in the world for you to have somebody coaching you on mindset, offense, attack, expansion. These are beliefs I have. I believe in coming in early and staying late. I believe some people need a good challenge to wake up from a slumber that they've been in. I believe some people need a thunderbolt. I believe times like this will separate out the pretenders from the contenders. Look at all the beliefs I have. So what I do is, if you're going to have a good explanation of service, you need to lead with what you believe. So here's the framework. Number 1, tell me what you believe. Number 2, tell me why you believe it. Here's what I believe. Here's why I believe it. Okay. Number 3, tell me what it is you actually do. What do you actually do? Number 4, tell me how you do it different than everybody else on planet Earth. Tell me who you've done it for. We call that social proof or credibility indicators. And then lead me up to a question of, if I could do this for you, like I've done it for all these other people, what would stop us from moving forward with each other? See, here's a consideration a lot of people have. And some people have even told my sales team this. Nobody's buying anything right now. Don't try to sell anybody anything. Just talk to them. Just love on them. And I'm not saying that's wrong, but I believe that's a consideration. And a consideration is an internal thought that prohibits an external action. Okay? You have an internal hesitation. So your thought process is, we can't sell anything right now because nobody on planet Earth is buying anything. I pitched a $100,000 deal yesterday. Now, all he can do is come back and say he don't want it. All he can do is come back and say he can't afford it. All he can do is come back, right? What if he comes back and says, I can't do 100, but I could do 80? Okay? I just pitched a webinar series to a company. Okay? All they can do is come back and say, coach, here's what we got budgeted. Like, I got nothing in the world to lose by asking for the sale. Everybody understand that? Okay? In my opinion, I'm giving away enough free content to people. I'm giving. There's nothing wrong if somebody says, man, I'm interested in this. Kevin Jones says, man, I'm interested in doing this. Okay, good. What would stop you from taking action on it, Kevin? See, that's my point. The consideration is, I've got a great explanation of service. Here's what we believe. Here's why we believe it. I believe in times of fear, you should expand, not contract. Okay. If you don't believe that, then you and I, there's probably a little chance you and I are ever going to do business with each other. I believe the only time you need to retreat is to attack. I believe that more people will become millionaires during recessions than in any other time of the year. You follow what I'm saying? Like, this is a mindset of attack versus defense. Okay. And this is what you got to instill. If you got employees, you got to teach them to be tough. You got to condition them to be tougher than what they are. Okay. Now, at the end, you got to make the ask. Susan Sullivan, if I could do this for you, like I've done it for everybody else, what in the world would stop you from moving forward with me? If I could be an asset to you, if I could help you produce, what would keep you from moving forward? Like, this is something a lot of people are not doing right now. Okay. Now I'm going to give you an example. There's a young lady named Gabby Garrett, who's like a PR specialist. And she's been calling on me to be one of her clients for 6 months to 9 months. I haven't paid any attention to her. I hadn't taken her calls. I hadn't took any meetings with her. Because of why? Because I've been busy. I've been moving. I've been traveling the world. Well, last week, she texted me, phone call, video message. And then she called me on Sunday morning. And I was in Nashville, Tennessee. And she texted me and she said, hey, I'm available today if you want to talk by phone. And guess what? Because I was free, because she'd been calling on me, because I had a few moments, because I was in this mindset of I'm retreating to attack, guess what? Called her back. And once I called her back, that gave her the potential to articulate her explanation of service. It gave her a chance to give me some of her success stories. It gave her a chance to show me what she could do. So let me ask you a question. Would I have taken her phone call during a busy time? Would I have given her the attention I gave her on Sunday if we weren't during this time of our life? Probably not. So was it a bad thing or a good thing? So for her, she's working the system. She's following up. Some of you are not following up like you should. Some of you are not pitching your services enough. Some of you are not engaging with your clients at a high enough level, right? Like these are mistakes, man. These are amateur mistakes right now. Because big time people don't contract. Big time people don't contract, they advance. Okay. So number one to the selling system is, do you have a world-class explanation of service? Okay. And if you want me to review your explanation of service, just email it to Lakin or Eric, and I'll look at your explanation of service. Okay. Lakin at coachburt.com, Eric at coachburt.com. If you don't have an explanation of service, you need one. Because what you're basically doing is leading with what you do versus what you believe, which could be hurting your pitch. You know, I had a real estate agent once many years ago that I was coaching. Dorinda, you'll appreciate this. And she worked for a company very similar to Regent. And she sat in those model homes on the weekends and show houses. And one weekend she showed 43 houses, but she said nobody was interested in buying. And I said, well, hold on here, sister. Could it be that you're doing a poor job of selling? You're telling me 43 people walked in your house and not one of them was interested? She said, nope, not one person was interested in buying this house, coach. And I said, well, maybe we ought to take a look in the mirror and see exactly what you're saying to these people. Because it could be you that the reason they're not buying, because you're not selling them the house. She never would believe. She couldn't stand Coach Burt. She couldn't believe I'd say that to her. Okay. She's probably still broke to this day. Okay. Because she's too prideful to take some coaching. So here's my point to you. If you'd like for me to look at your explanation of service right now, then send it to us. I'll look at it. All right. Number two, this is part of the selling system. When I come into the day, and this takes no money to do this, just sweat equity. Here's the demographics of people I'm calling on. I want you to write these down. Number one, I have a hit list of people I'm calling on every day. And the hit list represents new money. It is any person who could help me generate new money. Okay. Now, this morning, CJ Finnicle, right? I don't know if I'm pronouncing your name right. I did a call for Optavia folks. Okay. I did a coaching call this morning for people that purchased my book, Single Digit Millionaire. All I did was took an idea. I went to my marketing department. I said, who bought my book, Single Digit Millionaire, when I spoke to the Optavia group a few weeks ago? And they said, these 50 people bought it. I said, okay, I want to do a free webinar for them. And I want to coach them for 45 minutes for free. I'm just going to give it to them. Now, here's the point of that. Those 45 people on there, and there's probably 20 people that showed up, are all potential suspects, meaning I believe I can help them with my services. And instead of taking 45 phone calls, I did one webinar that got to those 45 people. Everybody understand that? Now, from that, there will be a percentage of those people, don't miss this, probably 16% of those people will be interested in my products or services. I got to go through 45 to figure out which 16% are serious. Okay. I got to go through the 45 to figure out which 16. Some of you are not calling on enough people during the day. Okay. If you call on 4 people and 16% of them are interested, Todd Taylor, that's a very small number, isn't it, big guy? Okay. Why do you think, Richard Marsh, we're calling on 80 people a day? 80 for Eric, 80 for Lakin, 25 for Coach Burt, 16% of them are going to be interested. The reason we got to make 80 phone calls is to get better at making phone calls, number 1, to get great at sharing our services. Number 2, we got to go through a lot of duds to find the studs. Okay, right, Lakin? We got to go through a lot of duds to find the studs. Now, here's my point. Some of you, the number 1 problem is you come into a day and you don't have a hit list. You don't have people to call on. You have not sat down and taken time to think about who are you calling on today? Who can you help with your services? So I'm going to give you 4 groups of people you can call on. Number 1, you can call current clients. I'm not opposed to you checking on people. I'm not opposed to you saying, how's it going? How can we help you? Okay. But when I call a current client, I never get off the phone by asking this question: who else do I need to be helping? If we're helping you get to a better place in your life, who else do I need to be helping? Or what if I have a different product to sell? Okay. What if I have another product, Rebecca Creek, that I can sell, right? Hey, during this period, you may need this. You know, every leader that I've got that I'm coaching right now, I went to them and said, every one of your people could get on my online academy for $49 a month. If you want your people to get coached in my online academy, get a Monday call every Monday with me. It's only $49. Now, who on your team do you think needs this? Oh, well, they all need it, coach. Okay, good. Can you share it with those people? And I may call on Ivan, and Ivan shares it with 50 people. Now through one relationship with Ivan, I now have access to 50 more people. Everybody see how that works? It's not I got access to one person. I got access to 50 more people. But what if I'm doing that with every leader that I'm coaching? Every multi-level marketing company I'm coaching, every insurance group I'm coaching, right? Every group that I'm coaching. What if I said, hey, will you introduce me to those people? So my hit list consists of, number 1, my current clients. Number 2, my past clients. Okay. Dorinda's got salespeople that have sold houses. I'd be calling every single person that's ever bought a house from Regent Homes. How you doing? How you liking your current house? You think you're going to move at some point in the future? How can we help you? Hey, I just want to be here. I just want to stay in the flow of your life. Past clients. This is what we're doing right now. We're calling past clients. And we're saying, do you think you need a coach right now in your life? Do you want to get re-engaged with Coach Burt? You remember the energy and fire you had when you were in the coaching program? Okay, good. Let's get you back enrolled. Okay. 3rd group of people I'm calling on. And many people miss this one. Cecilia Jackson. They miss strategic partners. I'm calling on and doing daily events with strategic partners. After I do this with you guys, I'm doing a webinar this afternoon on how does the DISC profile, how does your personality handle crisis? How does a high D handle crisis? How does a high I handle crisis? How does a high S handle crisis? Right? Then we're going to Facebook live stream it to everybody. Okay. And the reason I would do that is because I get eyeballs. When I did the interview with Dr. Hotze, we got almost 2,000 views on YouTube on that interview. That's 2,000 eyeballs focused on what we're doing. Okay. I did it with Tim Story. We got 2,000 views. When I do it with Dustin Black tomorrow, we're going to get views. I'm pulling people from his network, my network, and we're putting out content right now. That's strategic partnership. So right now, what you should be building is strategic partnership with people. You should be calling on people who can become, listen to this word, feeder systems for you. Meaning they can feed you business. They can feed you opportunity. And I like to have about 25 of those. We call it the top 25. 25 feeder systems. Okay. Some people don't want to play. They don't want to partner. Hey, no worries. There's 7 billion people on the planet. Surely to goodness we can find 25 that like us enough to partner with us. Right? All right. 4th group I'm calling on is my current leads. Okay. And what I mean by that is I'm generating about 1,000 leads a month for my salespeople and for me. And I'm adding every day to that list. I'm adding. Okay. So in the old days, before this virus, I go out and speak. And when I speak, I generate 100 leads, 200 leads, 500 leads. Then we come back and our sales team will go to work on that. Now, how do they work on it? Initiate, because I believe selling is about initiating. disarm through connection, locate a significant problem, offer a compelling solution. Everybody see that process? So when I'm calling on my hit list, okay, when I'm calling on my hit list, that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm initiating. Chastity, Holly Barnes, I'm initiating. I'm building relationship or rapport. I'm locating a significant problem, Austin Buchanan, and I'm offering a compelling solution. Now, here's the deal, Mark Taylor. There's a lot of people, when I go through that cycle, say, yes, I'm interested, but I'm not buying today. Need to think about it, sleep on it, pray on it, talk to my husband about it, talk to my wife about it, talk to my dog about it. Got to talk to somebody about it, right? That's okay. At that point, I'm going to build momentum, and I'm going to keep following up with you like crazy. Because once I work my hit list, if you got a small pipeline right now, if you got a small pipeline of just a few people, it's because your hit list is not robust enough. Does everybody understand that? Okay. If you're making 10 phone calls a day, you ain't calling enough people. You're not banging on enough people. You're not talking. So what happens is like, oh my God, I only got 3 deals in my pipeline right now. Well, you only got 3 deals in your pipeline because you only call on 4 people a day. If you call on 80 people a day and that accumulates, right? 80 times 5 is 400 people a week. The next thing you know, you got 20 deals in your pipeline you're working. Your red zone conversions, which are people closest to buying, you got 10 people that right there in your farm club, and you're trying to bring them to a buying decision. Okay, so when I come into the day, I got a hit list. Now, does it cost me any money to build a hit list? Amanda Beener, does it cost you any money to pick up the phone and call on people? No, it costs you effort. It costs you effort, but most people will come into the day with no hit list. All right, any questions about that? If you got a question, raise your hand. All right, and I'll address it. You can type them in the chat box. Is having a lot of energy on the phone good or bad when trying to sell? That's a good question. I think you can never go wrong with having great energy, saying, Austin, it's great to talk to you. I'm excited. The way I disarm people is I connect with them. Okay. I may say, Melinda Monroe, where are you at today? Well, I'm in Texas. What's going on in Texas? Is it hot in Texas today or cold in Texas? And she said, boy, it's hot in Texas. I said, man, I wish I was in Texas today because it's cold and raining right here in Tennessee. Now, what I'm doing is I'm connecting with her and I'm disarming her. Now she's relaxed. Her croc brain is relaxed. Then I can start talking to her. During the talk, I'm doing discovery. During discovery, guess what I'm finding out? I'm locating a problem that she has. Once I locate the problem she has, I then pivot to a solution. And the solution may be you need to sit in on this. I'm going to send you this to watch. Let's follow up in 2 days. I'm right. Like what I'm doing is I keep her in a forward position. And this is what a lot of people don't do. All right. I'm going to take a question right here. Amanda, go ahead, Amanda. You can unmute yourself. There you go.
Hey, Coach. How are you?
Wonderful. How are you?
Good. So one question that I have is there have been quite a few times where we get our clients to the red zone conversion, and then, we'll follow up with them within the next couple days to see, what steps they need, what steps we should get them to take. And then they just won't respond. And like, what would be your suggestion in order to get the client to respond? Because I mean, like I said, this happens quite often.
Yeah. All right. So here's what I would tell you. When you're selling, all you can control is your stimulus. I've had people walk up to me and say, I'm ready to go right now. Let's go. Right. And for what reason? I put the form in front of their face and they go, well, let me go home and talk to my wife about it. I said, well, I thought you were ready to go right now. Right. Well, then they go home and talk to their husband or wife and says, well, I can't believe you spend money on that. And then the next day, then they won't take my phone call. Where less than 24 hours before they were ready, excited, ready to go. They were scared. Here's the problem, Amanda. The number one thing people struggle with is making a decision, specifically a decision to spend money. Okay. Now we face the same thing you face. People are excited. They're ready. They see me speak. They want to go. They know they need a coach, and then they get scared. So what I do is I use a number of strategies. I may call on you and say, Amanda, I haven't heard from you in a while. I'm concerned about you. We had a good rhythm going. It was funny. I talked to a guy yesterday who was real excited about me coaching and wanted me to send him information. Then I sent him the information today, and he sent me a text message back that said, please take me off your list. And I texted him back, and I'm like, man, did you have me confused with somebody else? Because I said, here's what I said back to him. I said, hi, Tim, it's Coach Burt. We spoke yesterday. You asked me to send you info on my coaching. do you have me confused with somebody else? And I put a little smiley face. And I said, we had a great call. And then he come back and said, oh my God, yes, I did. I'm so sorry. Here's the point. Here's the point. Then he gave me his information. Then we exchanged text messages. Here's what I'm trying to tell you. I use a number of things. Hey man, I hope everything's okay. I thought we had some good energy. For some reason we stopped. Can you help me understand why we lost momentum? You understand what I'm saying? But some people, Amanda, they're going to get cold feet. They're going to go with somebody else. This is why you need a robust pipeline. Okay.
Another thing that I think that kind of, so for my clients specifically, they get to go to different stone vendors and they get to pick out the selections.
Yep.
And I think that they get kind of overwhelmed with all the selections within their price range. So I don't know if there's something that I can kind of work with on that end as well.
If you see a recurring theme of why people back out at the end, then yes, you can say, listen, you're going to get very, very overwhelmed by this. So what we've done is we made it real simple. Okay. And so I want to walk you through the process. But what I would tell you is keep tagging these people until they have a decision. And tagging means once you're in my pipeline, and we're going to call that your farm club. Now there needs to be a series of 7 to 15 touches. And this is where a lot of people fall off the wagon. Okay. So I'm going to move on to the next thing, Amanda, because that opens the door for what we're going to talk about now. Every day I come into the day with a hit list. The hit list represents what? New money. I can get the new money from where? Current clients, past clients, right? Strategic partners or direct leads. Everybody see that? Then I move to my farm club, and the farm club are all the people who have indicated interest in my services, but we haven't closed them. So what Amanda's talking about here are people in our farm club. They've indicated interest. Now, let me make a point here. If they like your stuff on Facebook, if they message you on Instagram, if they reach out to you on LinkedIn, they are indicating interest in your services. Does everybody understand what I'm saying to you? It doesn't have to be a formal lead that comes in. Like some of the people I sell are people that message me on Facebook or message me on Instagram. Now, if a person messaged me on Instagram, you know what I do? I typically go there and send them a video message back, because people like video messages more than anything. I'm like, hey, this is Coach Burt. Thank you for reaching out to me. What's the best number to reach you? Because I want to call and talk to you about a few things. 9 out of 10 times, they give me their phone number. Now, one guy last night said to me, I already got a coach. Thank you for asking. And so I sent him a message back and said, what if I wanted to give you $1 million? What if I wasn't calling you to sell you my coaching services? I was just calling to connect with you because I want to help you make some more money over here. What if I had a referral for you? See, he shut the door by the way he answered the question. Okay, that was I almost said stupid, but my 7-year-old daughter says I can't use the word stupid. Okay, so that's a bad word. Okay, but it was stupid, right, Dorinda? Like I'm trying to help him. He don't even know if I'm trying to help. He don't even know what the opportunity is. So don't be closed off to opportunity, guys. Farm Club represents people who have indicated interest in your services, but you haven't closed them. Okay, so every day I got a farm club. Now, what could you be doing as it relates to the farm club to keep a deal going? Okay, I want to give you a number of things right here. Okay, we use every follow-up tool we can think of. We use text, voice text, video text. We make videos. We have hype videos made every day in my office. These are short 1-minute videos, voiceovers. Okay. We use client testimonials. We use YouTube videos. We use tagging, which means different people in my office come in and work. Like Eric will work them. I'll work them. Lakin will work them. Okay. Now, what I'm telling you is most people fall off the wagon. Most people fall off the wagon when it comes to this concept. They don't have a good follow-up. Okay. They don't have a 7-touch system. And what's happening is you're losing the attention of people. And because you're losing the attention of people, then you had them interested and you lost their attention. So if I send out something, then I call, did you get my message? When's a good time to talk? I keep people in a forward posture. I keep banging on them. Okay. I don't lose. I try not to lose the momentum of the deal right there. And I will keep following up with people. Okay. I'm just relentless that way. So every day I come into the day, I got a hit list and I got a farm club. I got a hit list and I got a farm club. I got people I'm calling on for new money. I got people I'm trying to close every single day. Now, I believe there should be no confusion during this cycle, meaning you should have dedicated times during the day to call on new money, and you should not mix your activities together. Okay. You should not be doing servicing of customers at the same time you're trying to sell customers. You should not be doing accounting at the same time you're trying to sell. You should not be scheduling meetings at the same time you're trying to sell. Most people do not have the discipline. Okay. And most people are working from home right now. And I'm telling you, during the prospecting time, prospecting includes watching Days of Our Lives, taking the cat, our dog out for a walk. Okay. Eating them a pizza pocket right in the middle of their prospecting time. That ain't prospecting, folks. Eating a pizza pocket and taking the dog out ain't calling on new money. Okay. So what I like to say is during this period, this is all you do. Don't think about doing anything else. Don't look at anything else. Don't do anything else. Do nothing but focus on doing two things: calling on new money, trying to close business in your pipeline. How many of you think you got a good 7-touch follow-up? Anybody? Okay. All right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you, Lakin, make sure you make a note of this. I'm going to give everybody on this call my $1 million follow-up: book, ebook, and the intensive, the full day intensive that I did. Okay. This will help you with your follow-up. And all you got to do is make sure we got your name, email, and phone number. So you can email Lakin@coachburt.com. Give me your name, email, and phone number, and I'll give you that $1 million follow-up system. Okay. Now, third group I'm calling on during the day. And then I got time to take some questions. And none of these things cost money, by the way. This is pure discipline effort. I got a hit list. I got a farm club. Third thing I got is what I call my top 25. And this is really where we can make a significant amount of money, is building 25 relationships. This will be one of the best exercises you can get from today. Sit down and map out 25 people who you can help, or excuse me, who can help you open doors, close deals, introduce you to new people. These are influencers. These are people that have some juice. These are people that have, right? Okay. I see Richard Morris on here. Richard Morris, you on here? Good. There he is. All right. Here, Richard, I need to be in your top 25. Okay.
Good.
So here's the deal. Here's the deal though. For me, to leverage influence, what I need to do is I need to hear from you on a frequent basis. Right. I need to have you need to have constant engagement with me, whether it's just a simple text, video, email, because what happens is these 25 people that you have are people of interest. They're moving fast. So I want you to think, my real estate agent calls me every day, guys. I'm in his top 25. He takes me to breakfast every Saturday morning. He's represented me on millions of dollars of real estate deals, but he's not doing that just to keep my business. He's doing it because he knows how many other people I can send him. It's not the referrals, it's the referrals from the referrals. So while I've been texting you guys, while I've been coaching you, I got a text message from Tim Grover. You guys know Tim Grover? He wrote the book Relentless. He was Michael Jordan's coach. Tim Grover reaches out to me about once a week, and we talk business, strategy, ideas. I'm in his top 25. I've helped him get speaking engagements. I've helped him sell books. I've helped him grow his business. I'm pushing him. He's pushing me. We connect on a frequent basis here. This is very important. I think out of everything I teach you today, the number one place you can make money is you can make money by engaging with your top 25 at a higher frequency. Because these people are not going to bring you 3 or 4 referrals. They're going to bring you 5 to 7 referrals. Most people only have, it's a great question from Mark Taylor. Most people only have 3 or 4 people. What's the value of having a deep network right now? I want you to think about this. Today, I was on the phone with a guy worth $100 million, introduced him to a guy worth $25 million. What's the value of connecting those two guys with each other? Because I'm right in the middle of that. That's right. I'm right in the middle of that connection. Okay. They're going to open doors for me. I'm introducing them to each other. They can make money with each other. Oh, Coach Burt's the connector. So the value of having a deep network that you're working, how's it going? What can I do for you? How can I help you? Let me introduce you to so-and-so, is it gives you reputational currency. And the reason that's important right now is because we can create things together. Now, let me give you an example. One of my top 25 guys, One of my top 25 guys is just bought a marketing company, and he bought 57% of a marketing company that can completely redesign your website in 48 hours. Now, how many of you have ever gone through a website redesign that took you 3 months and it cost you $20,000 and it was miserable? And at the end of it, it didn't even work like it was supposed to. And it didn't generate any business for you. So my buddy tells me, I just bought a company called RP1. We can transform a website in 48 hours, digital assets, and it's $10,000 to do it. I said, I want to be an affiliate for you. First thing out of my mouth. I said, here's what I want. For every person I send to you, I want $2,000, 2,000 out of 10. Is that a deal? He said, you got it, coach. I got on the phone with this other partner. Within minutes, we had a deal. Let's say I send him 100 people in a year. How much money did I just generate for myself? $200,000. What did I have to do? Nothing other than push people to him. What's the value? See, you guys may think it's hard to make money. Oh my God, it's hard to make money. How are we going to make money? I don't think like that. I think, man, in a matter of one decision, we can produce a couple $100,000 if we're just thinking right. But what if I didn't know that guy? What if I didn't have conversation with him? What if I didn't build trust with him? Right? Like he sees me as an asset. I see him as an asset. He's in my top 25. Now, Mark Taylor asked a great question. The question was, without spending money, what can you do for your top 25? And that's a great question. I actually don't spend a lot of money on my top 25. What I spend a lot is emotional support, Mark. What I really do with my top 25 is emotionally support them, connect them to new opportunities, help them make more money. That's really the number one thing that I do for my top 25. Okay. So when you're thinking, if you don't have anybody to connect them to, or you don't have ways to generate, then you're going to have to spend money. And that's the traditional way. I got to take them to dinner. I got to take them to sporting events. I got to do concerts for them. I do all of those things. But if you say, coach, I'm cutting back my budget, I'm not doing any of these things, what can you do for your top 25? Love on them, support them, bring them energy, connect them to somebody, right? Like create smaller events where it's just you and them for dinner, or it's you and them doing something intimate. Here's an example of what I'm doing for my top 25. I'm doing a night at my lodge. I own the lodge. And I'm going to do a night called Your Wealth Can't Wait. And I'm going to invite my high net worth people, and they're going to get together, and I'm going to let them talk about how they can generate some serious net worth. And I'm going to bring in 2 dudes from Houston, all right, that are in my coaching program. And I say, I'm going to put you in front of high net worth individuals. All you got to do is set their strategies they can use to build their net worth. That's a top 25 strategy right there. Bring people together and let them go. Okay. All right. Last thing. Okay. Last thing we can be doing right now. I really believe you need to be increasing your social. You need to be increasing your Instagram. You need to be increasing your webinars. You need to be increasing anything that's free. Like I have increased, if you're following me, I have increased the social media that I do. I've increased the videos I've pumped out. I've increased the Facebook lives I've done. Let me let you in on a little secret. Okay. Don't tell anybody. You guys won't tell anybody, right? I don't enjoy doing those Facebook lives. Okay. If you think I enjoy those, you have lost your mind. Okay. I don't enjoy doing them. Okay. I don't enjoy putting the camera up in front of me and sitting there and talking for 25 minutes about my philosophy. But here's what I know. It don't matter it don't matter if I like it or not. It's something I need to do to generate interest and buzz and leads. Okay. So don't believe that people that you see out there doing things like, oh, he can't wait to get on Facebook Live and do a Facebook Live. No, I'm doing it because I know I need to do it. Okay. I know I told my wife the other night, she's like, are you ready to go to bed? I'm like, no, I got to do a Facebook Live because I'm getting 1,000 views on each one of these Facebook Lives. I got to do it. She's like, okay, go do it. I don't want to do it, but I need to do it. Okay. I don't want to do all the Instagram posts, but I need to do them. I don't want to write all the articles I do for LinkedIn, but I need to write them. So my point to you is I think right now is a perfect time. These are free tools. You need to be pushing out. But if you don't have anything to say, what are you going to do? You need a philosophy. You need a point of view. You need to share that point of view, and you need to share it with the frequency. How many of y'all believe that? You need to share it with the frequency. Okay. So these all are things you can do right now to stimulate your own economy. Be working the hit list, be working the farm club, be working the top 25, be working your social. All of these things are things that do not require money, but you need to be doing right now. Now, I could give you 25 more things that you need to be doing. I actually created 10 things, studying my business model, connecting with major players, planning events in the future, partnering with big time people. I created like this whole list of things that I need to be doing right now. Okay. Lakin, I'll tell you what, I'll send those to these people too. Okay. If we got their name and email and everything, I'll send them the 10 things I'm doing right now. Okay. While I'm at it, might as well throw in my personal house. I'm going to give away to you while we're on here. Right. What else you want me to give you? My next unborn son? Now, what questions do you have? Okay, I do need a baby name. If any of you got a good baby boy's name, me and my wife are at odds on what we're going to name our son. That's due May 28th. So if you got a good name, thank you for sending me. Thank you for sending me those. All right, what questions do you have, guys? You can raise your hand or you can type it in the chat. All right, I'm going to call on somebody. Randy Moyer, what are you going to do from this call? What did this stimulate?
Well, it gave me some good thoughts. Especially I wrote down there about expanding your push, and now's the time to expand your efforts. And that's what I've been considering is marketing to some people that have been on my mind, but you never pull the trigger to stop and pick up the phone or do something to do it. So I'm going to follow through with some of those people that will expand my sphere.
Okay. Now this is important because I want to remove a consideration. Okay. And thank you for saying that, Randy. You're right on the money. Here's what I would tell you. Don't assume if this is a good time or a bad time. Remove your assumption. You don't know if it's a good time. It may be the best time in the world for you to call somebody. If you would have called me last Thursday, Friday, or Saturday, or Sunday after I canceled my one event and I was down and depressed, you could have probably sold me anything. If you'd have called me on those days, especially if it's something positive, but you didn't call me. So now I'm back in the flow. I'm back in the rhythm. So you got to quit assuming this is a good time or a bad time, right, E. White? You got to quit. You got to quit assuming that, hey, I don't want to call anybody right now. I don't want to bother them. Everybody's down in the dumps. No, that's a consideration. Okay, Randy's probably got 15 people on his mind he could call on right now. Okay, and so here's the deal: pick up the phone, initiate. Rebecca Creek, how you doing, young lady? I want to get something. What are you going to do different from this call?
I'm doing great, sir. Thank you very much. So really what it is for me is just going back to, my fun list and kind of just rejuvenating it. Now is a great time to just kind of go back to them and say, hey, I hope you're keeping yourself safe and you're okay with everything. And that kind of initiates a whole conversation instead of just going right into like a business tone.
Yeah. Now, here's the deal. I'm not telling you not to build rapport. Please don't misunderstand me, everybody. I'm not telling you not to check on people and ask them what you can do. What I'm telling you is go through the cycle of initiating, right? Go through the cycle of initiating, disarming through rapport, locating a problem, and offering a solution. People still got problems during this time, and money changes hands when problems are solved. Okay, so don't assume that people can't buy anything from you because it's a certain cycle right now. Just know that listen, I was in a warehouse the other day that was storing huge containers of toilet paper. Okay, and so here's my point. That's the business model. They got to store it somewhere, and this dude owned the warehouse that they stored it in. So my point to you is money changes hands when problems are solved. You got to quit assuming that right now I can't solve a problem for a person. I can't help them right now. They're not going to spend any money on anything. All you can control is your stimulus, and your stimulus is your effort. You can't control the response. Okay. They may tell you it's not a good time. You say, hey, I understand. I just want to stay in there with you, man. With your permission, I'm going to follow back up with you. I'm going to touch base with you, make sure it's going better next week. Okay. You control your stimulus. They control the response. Okay. All right. Let's close it off here. I'm going to give you a bunch of things. So make sure you email. Thank you, Faye. I appreciate you up there in New York City. I know you're in there fighting. Eric White's telling me you're fighting. I love you and I appreciate you. Okay. And if I was buying a house in New York City, there's only one person I'd buy. That's Faye in my coaching program. So here's what I want to tell you guys as we close out. Thank you for being here today. I want to tell you this. My online academy is only $49 a month right now. That is the most bang for your buck for coaching from me. $49 a month. It gets you a Monday call with me. It gets you my Monster Producer 1.0. We got all kinds of people that are purchasing it right now. Okay. So if you're interested, email Lakin@coachburt.com or Eric@coachburt.com, and they can take care of you, because imagine old Coach Burt moving in with you and giving you training every single morning for $49 a month. Okay. Wouldn't that be great, CJ? Me moving in with you, getting you motivated every day, being right there with you, right? So here's my point. You can do that right now for $49 a month, guys. It's a tremendous value. So take advantage of it. Thank you, Jay Cash. Jay Cash is in our coaching program. Just see all the things he's doing to stimulate the economy. Okay. So thank you for taking action. Email Eric or Lakin that we're going to give you a ton of stuff for being on here today. Thank you for that. And if you want to get coached every day in that online academy, $49 a month, get it today. Monday calls with me. Those are 30 minutes long, and I'd be happy to help you advance. Okay. So thank you guys for calling. Mike, good to see you, big guy. I appreciate you. You guys have a great day. God bless you.